guys, Ben Wheeler, the Mercenary King, here with a budget deck for Genesis. Hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. It's a pretty fun build, and it's pretty cheap too. It's based on the myth cards, and I'll show you how that works in a bit. Starter is Vivid Rabbit, counterblast 1, put in the soul, top 5 for a grade 3, reveal it to you, put it in your hand. Basically, the grade 3s are a little bit more important in this deck than other decks because it's how they run and get their advantage, and I'd prefer him over her because she's kind of a rearguard support character. But it's not bad, and honestly, I don't like using generics, but in this case, it's simply the best choice. Also, I don't really support running draws in Genesis, but in this case, Regalia of Freedom Lot Angel, which is when it's being placed on G, Soul Charge 1, is really just a good enough choice to have there, just so that you can get an extra draw, because this deck does not draw you cards much at all, except for her and kind of Vanguard. Kind of. You get to choose. That's the difference. 8 crit, though. 12 crit is best for most Genesis builds. Or for stand. You know, crit and stands is just good. Because there's so much offense and draw power inherent, like with Yatagarasu, that you just don't need it. One Unlimiter, simply because a couple of these cards, namely, this guy does use Limit Break, and you do want to get through that. However, it's not very important. So I want to run 1. So this is Mythgard Arcanar. When a Mythgard Arcanar is put into the drop zone from the Soul, if you have a Genesis Vanguard, this unit gets plus 3k. So basically, let's say that you only have 1 and these 3 are in the Soul. You Soul Blast him, he gets plus 9. He's a 16k by himself. There's a grade 2 that does the same thing. So what you could do is get plus 18 to a column that's already hitting 16k, so it's 34k. Or let's say you're running Mythgard Orion with an Arcanar, that's a 16k to an 11k, which is 27k, which ain't bad. I run 4, obviously. For Mythgard Sirius, when there's a Orion in the Soul, this gets plus 3k. So it's a 9k booster, which means that these things, if they get a boost of 9k, so 18, 27k. As you can see, they both hit 27k. It's crazy how this math works out. 4 perfect shields, Kushinadas, best perfect shield, best waifu. 4 flying lapwing. This guy's in there just to be interesting and to get me card advantage, as well as get a little bit of soul for Mythgard Procyon for reasons. I'll talk about him in a bit. Flying lapwing, counterblast 1 is G-Break. When this unit is placed on Regard and pay the cost, counterblast, Soul Charge 3, and then after the Soul Charge 3, if you have a Flying Lapwing in the Soul, draw a card, counter charge. So basically he's a free draw and Soul Charge if you already have him in the Soul, which isn't hard, but at the same time is pretty hard if you don't get him, He's helping with card advantage, and because you have 9k boosters running around that are normal 9k boosters, he can do work as in the 17k attacker. Denobola. By the way, these are all stars in case you hadn't realized. Plus 3k every time you Soul Blast a Denobola, so he can hit 18k by himself and 27k with a 9k booster, or 34k with the other Arcanar. Pretty great. Mythgard Orion plus 3k while you have a Sirius in the Soul. Serious, guys. Serious. So it's a 20k column, which can do work. It certainly kills rear guards, as well as helps you hit Vanguards pretty easily. And then Mythgard Procyon, Limit Break 4, Soul Blast 6. Stand when this unit attacks a Vanguard, pay the cost. Stand all your Mythguards until stand all your rear guards with Mythgard. Basically, what happens is you attack with your rear guards, then you attack with your Vanguard, then you attack with your rear guards again, because most of them are Mythguards. It's pretty nice. It does work. It will do work. You don't want like Lapwings running around ruining things for you. His second ability is Counterblast 3. Search your deck for up to 6 cards with different card names with Mythgard. Put them into the Soul Shuffle deck. That's a little bit of a difficulty with it because I only run 5 different Mythguards, but It really does do work, and it can help you set up for your combos. And if you find some way to unflip a damage or heal a damage, it's pretty good. Honestly, this is a budget deck, which means it has to have a clear winning image as well as a style and isn't just beating somebody to death. But this beats somebody to death multiple times, as well as provide multiple attacks for your rear guards, and as well as fuel his rear guards abilities pretty easily, because that's soul charging a Denalboa, an Orion, a Sirius, and other things. And it's an up to. However, you don't really want to use it multiple times. Goddess of the Hearth Hestia. This is my secondary. It's G-Break 1, Counterblast 1. When this unit attack hits the Vanguard, pay the cost. If you do Soul Charge 3, and then if you have a Hestia in your Soul, draw a card. It's basically the same thing as a Lapwing, except this and not countercharging. Vanguard and Rearguard, guys. Stride-wise, I run 2 Gander. I can run 4 if I wanted to, but I don't feel like it. 4 Doombrace Angel, because this does work really well with power boosts, and then 2 Madu for when I'm running Denalboa and Procyon, and I kind of need to get back a grade 3. I would prefer to ride over Procyon, pay a Hestia, return the Hestia to her rearguard position, so I could get off the draw. Just so you know, Doombrace is Soul Blast 3, choose 2 rearguards, plus 5k until end of turn, and then if you have 2 or less cards in Soul Charge 3, which is nice. It's nice. So you can get guaranteed 5 at the end of turn. 2 Van Argander, Soul Blast 6, flip over a Van Argander, G-Break 2. When it attacks a Vanguard, beginning of drive step, look at 4 cards from the top of the deck. This is after they guard, by the way. I just realized it's after they guard. That's interesting. Search for up to 4 cards, put them in the top of the deck in any order, rest of the bottom of the deck in any order. And this is if you have 10k or less, which Procyon does, you can return a grade 3 to hand from the drop zone when it's stridden. So basically, this is all designed to make the deck work, as well as provide some interesting examples and tricks later on in the game that help it move through the Procyon turn. Not much else to say about this deck. It's budget. It's great. It does work. It's funny. You don't really need the Van Arganders at all. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Been Wheeler, Mercenary King, signing out. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You Imagining Goddess.